When we think about heart disease, we usually picture clogged arteries or high blood pressure. But in reality, many dangerous causes come from something much simpler: our everyday habits. 1. Poor sleep and irregular sleep patterns. Sleeping less than 6 hours a night increases the risk of heart failure, stroke, and sudden death. Both too little and too much sleep can harm your heart. Aim for 7-8 hours of quality sleep each night, and try to go to bed and wake up at the same time. R. Air pollution. Fine particles known as PM2. 5. Trigger inflammation and oxidative stress, damaging your arteries. This raises the risk of stroke and heart failure. Avoid outdoor exercise during rush hours and consider using an air purifier at home. 3. Chronic stress. Long-term stress raises blood pressure, triggers inflammation, and disrupts behavior. Even if everything else seems normal, chronic stress can still damage your heart. Practice deep breathing, walking, relaxing, and staying socially connected. 4. Poor oral health. Gum disease increases the risk of atherosclerosis and heart failure. Gum inflammation can trigger widespread systemic inflammation. Brush twice daily, floss regularly, and see your dentist for routine checkups. 5. Unhealthy diet. Refined carbs, sugary foods, and ultra-processed products lead to insulin resistance, metabolic issues, and eventually heart failure. Follow a Mediterranean-style diet rich in vegetables, whole grains, fish, and healthy fats, and low in sugar. 6. Gut microbiome imbalance. Gut bacteria affect your blood vessels, blood pressure, and heart function. Eat plenty of vegetables, fermented foods, fiber, and lean proteins, and limit antibiotics and processed foods. A healthy gut means a protected heart. Final message. Heart failure doesn't just come from your genes or your age, it comes from the way you live every single day. Taking care of your sleep, your diet, your peace of mind, and even your smile, that's how you protect your heart for the long run. When I was young, I used to think heart failure only happened to older people, or those who neglected their health. But after more than 30 years as a cardiologist, I've learned that heart failure doesn't discriminate by age. It often begins quietly born from the small, daily habits we think are harmless. Most of my patients share one thing in common. They think they're fine. They rush to work, stay up late, eat in a hurry, live under pressure, and when their heart starts to ache, they say, "I'm just tired." But in truth, their heart has been suffering in silence until it can't anymore. Your heart, that small organ, no bigger than your fist, beats over 100,000 times a day, never resting. And if we don't learn to listen to it, someday it will force us to stop. Many people believe heart disease only comes from high cholesterol, clogged arteries, or hypertension. But the truth is, there are quieter, more hidden threats, the silent killers of modern life. Lack of sleep, air pollution, chronic stress, poor dental health, bad diet, and even an unbalanced gut microbiome. It sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But every one of these factors can quietly wear down your heart day by day. I'm not telling you this to scare you, but to remind you that you have the power to protect your own heart. You don't need to make drastic changes. Just start small, sleep well, eat real food, breathe slowly, smile often, and listen to your body. Sometimes, a healthy heart doesn't come from a hospital, it comes from the way you live. Part 1. Sleep. The heart's silent healer. I once had a patient, a 4 or 5-year-old man working in tech. He often stayed up until 2 or 3 a.m. to finish projects. One day, he came to my office, pale and anxious, and said, "Doctor, lately my heartbeat feels different." His blood pressure and cholesterol were normal, his arteries were clear, but his heart was weak. The cause? Chronic sleep deprivation. It doesn't sound serious, but sleeping less than 6 hours a night robs your body of recovery time. Your heart rate, blood pressure, and stress hormones all get thrown off balance. Over time, your heart works harder like a machine that never gets to rest. Research shows People who sleep under 6 hours a night are twice as likely to develop heart failure. Sleeping too long over 9 hours can also weaken your heart by disrupting its natural rhythm. Sleep isn't just rest, it's when the heart heals itself. During deep sleep, your blood pressure drops, your blood vessels relax, and your heart gets a little vacation. But when you stay up scrolling on your phone under that blue light at 2 a.m., your body thinks it's still daytime, still fighting. Visual. The glow of a phone screen reflected in tired eyes, a clock reading 2 a.m. I often tell my patients, if you don't give your heart time to rest, one day it will make you stop. So, set a routine sleep and wake up at the same time. Turn off screens 30 minutes before bed. Create a cool, dark, peaceful space. Think of sleep as the most precious, free medicine you can give your heart. A healthy heart begins with a peaceful night's sleep. It's the foundation and the first line of defense against heart failure. Part 2. Polluted air. The invisible poison. Each morning, when we step outside and take a deep breath, we feel we're recharging for the day. But have you ever wondered what's really entering your lungs and reaching your heart? The air we breathe today isn't as pure as it used to be. Car exhaust, fine dust, industrial fumes, they're all invisible, enemies of your heart. I remember an elderly patient who lived near a highway for 20 years. She didn't smoke, ate well, and exercised daily. Yet her artery scans showed severe inflammation, hardened vessels, and early heart failure. It wasn't genetics, it was pollution. Studies show that fine particles called PM2.5 can travel deep into the lungs, enter the bloodstream, and damage the inner lining of your arteries, the part that keeps them smooth and flexible. As this lining becomes inflamed, arteries stiffen, your heart works harder, and the risk of stroke, heart attack, and heart failure climbs every day. Air pollution doesn't just make you cough, it makes your heart age faster. And the scariest part? You can't see it. If you live near heavy traffic, try to avoid outdoor workouts during rush hour. Keep windows closed during peak pollution times, and use an air purifier if possible. Most importantly, nourish your body with antioxidant-rich foods like leafy greens, berries, and fatty fish that help your heart fight back against environmental stress. Air is something we can't live without. But if it's poisoned, it can slowly weaken your heart without you even realizing it. Protect your heart starting with the very air you breathe. It doesn't just raise your blood pressure, it also causes inflammation in your arteries and damages the delicate endothelial cells that line them, the very foundation of heart health. I know you can't remove all the stress in your life, but you can choose how you respond to it. Take a few minutes each day to breathe deeply. Go for a slow walk after dinner. Talk with someone you trust. Don't hold everything inside your heart. Wasn't made to carry sadness forever. Remember, your heart isn't just a muscle that pumps blood, it's the emotional center of your being. When your mind is calm, your heartbeat will be steady. Giving your mind a chance to rest is one of the best gifts you can give your heart for a longer, healthier life. Part 4. Oral health and the surprising link to the heart. If I told you that your oral health could directly affect your heart, you might be surprised. But it's true, your gums are connected to your arteries, and if you neglect them, your heart will pay the price. I once treated a 50-year-old woman who often skipped brushing her teeth at night because she was too tired. Over the years, her gums became swollen and occasionally bled when she ate. When she came to see me complaining of fatigue and mild chest discomfort, her tests revealed widespread inflammation in her blood vessels, and it all started in her mouth. Chronic gum disease allows bacteria and toxins to enter the bloodstream, triggering a body-wide inflammatory response. Your immune system reacts by releasing inflammatory molecules that damage the inner lining of your arteries, the very layer that keeps them smooth and flexible. Over time, this inflammation accelerates plaque buildup, weakens the heart, and raises the risk of heart failure and stroke. No part of your body exists in isolation. That small mouth, the place where we eat, speak, and smile every day, is actually the gateway to whole body health, including your heart. So don't underestimate your toothbrush and dental floss. Brush your teeth twice a day. Floss or use a water flosser to remove plaque between teeth. And visit your dentist at least once a year. Each time you care for your teeth, remember, you're also caring for your heart. A healthy smile isn't just a sign of beauty, it's the reflection of a heart that's joyful and strong within. Part 5. Diet and the Heart. When food becomes medicine. There's an old saying, we are what we eat. After decades in medicine, I believe that more than ever. Because it's not the pills, but the meals we choose every day that shape the future of our hearts. I once met a young man, 38 years old. He didn't smoke, rarely drank, but lived on fried foods, pastries, and soda. He came to my office and asked, "Doc, why does my heart always feel so tired?" His lab results told the story: high cardiac enzymes, elevated bad cholesterol, and early arterial plaque. His body was crying for help not because of his genes, but because of his diet. Refined carbs, sugar, saturated fats, and excess salt cause insulin resistance and blood vessel inflammation, two direct pathways to heart failure. They weaken your vessel walls, force your heart to work harder, and slowly rob it of its ability to recover. In contrast, the Mediterranean diet, rich in vegetables, fruits, fatty fish, whole grains, and olive oil, has been shown to reduce the risk of heart disease by up to 30%. These natural foods are full of antioxidants that neutralize free radicals, the agents that age your arteries and heart cells. I often tell my patients, the food you choose today is tomorrow's prescription. You don't need to follow extreme diets. Just add more greens to your plate, drink less sugar, choose fish over red meat, and limit fried foods. Small changes, big impact, your heart will thank you every day. A healthy heart isn't a matter of luck, it's a matter of choice. And every meal, when chosen wisely, can become the most natural medicine for your life. Part 6. The Gut Microbiome. The Heart's Hidden Ally. My dear friends, there's something most of my patients never expect. Your heart and your gut are actually talking to each other every single day. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But it's true. Inside your body lives a small city. Trillions of tiny residents within your intestines. This is your gut microbiome, a world of beneficial bacteria, invisible to the eye, yet powerful enough to influence the health of your heart. I remember a patient named Linda, 58 years old. She came to me with high cholesterol. She had tried dieting, medication, and exercise, but nothing seemed to work. It wasn't until we focused on healing her gut bacteria that things began to change. We added yogurt, kefir, fermented vegetables, oats, and ripe bananas to her daily meals. After just 3 months, her cholesterol dropped significantly. Her blood pressure stabilized. She slept better. And she smiled more. She looked at me and said, "Doctor, I never imagined the bacteria in my belly could be my heart's best friends." And I told her, "They're not just friends, Linda. They're your heart's silent allies." Modern science confirms it. Your gut bacteria produce thousands of compounds that affect your blood vessels, cholesterol levels, blood pressure, and inflammation. A healthy gut reduces inflammation, and that's the golden key to protecting your heart. But when your gut is out of balance, harmful bacteria release toxins that damage vessel walls, accelerate plaque buildup, and force your heart to work harder. You see, the human body is a beautiful symphony. No organ plays alone. Your gut, liver, heart, and brain all communicate through hormones, nerves, and microbes. When you nourish your gut with wholesome food, you're not just improving digestion, you're sending a gift straight to your heart. So starting today, remember this. Every spoonful of yogurt, every serving of greens, every bite of natural fiber is a love letter to your heart. Don't forget, eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Limit sugar, processed foods, and red meat. Stay hydrated and sleep well. Your gut bacteria need rest too. I've always believed that the heart doesn't just beat because of blood, it beats because of what we feed it every day. When we fill our lives with nourishment, gratitude, and balance, each heartbeat becomes a song of life. Not rushed, not loud, but warm, steady, and full of love. I'm Dr. James Carter, and today I want you to remember one simple truth. A healthy heart begins with a happy gut.